getting a home inspection isn't just a box to check. It's your reality check because, love at first sight, it can fade fast when you find out that the roof's leaking or the crawl space has mold. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down what you can expect during a home inspection, how real estate agents can aid and assist you and help you navigate those red flags, and how to make sure that you don't get stuck with a money pit. So a home inspection is a non-invasive visual review of a property's systems and its structure. Think things like the roof, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, foundation, etc., etc. So once the inspection's done, the inspector gives us a full report, and that's usually within 24 to 48 hours. And that report is going to help us decide if we move forward, ask for repairs, or simply just walk away. And remember, those inspections usually take 2 to 4 hours, and that's going to be completely dependent on the size of the home. And absolutely, I recommend that my clients attend the last 30 minutes of that inspection so that way the inspector can go over things with you. And there's the one thing about, the inspection report, it's one thing to read that there's a broken HVAC system, but it's another to see that there's rusted coils or you hear the fan clinking. Being there is going to be able to give you that clarity. And for real estate agents, you'll see them bring things such as notepads, flashlights, and they'll tell you to dress like you're going hiking because sometimes they take you into the attics or the crawl space. It's not every time. And, sometimes they don't even have you go into those areas. The inspector will really break down what they found. So remember, no house is going to be perfect. Even those brand new builds, they're going to come back with long inspection reports. And what we're going to be looking for is major issues like structural cracks, electrical problems, foundation shifts, water damage, or even roof problems. The things that are going to affect you and cost thousands of dollars. We don't want to, talk about issues that are kind of small. We're really focused on things that can cause safety concerns. So cosmetic wear, it's 100% normal, but those big ticket problems, that's when, we need to start negotiating or walk. And once we get the inspection report, hopefully you schedule it in advance, you'll still be in your due diligence period. And that window is 100% critical because it's your time to investigate the home, gather quotes, and negotiate any repairs or credits before you're completely locked into that house. So always aim to have those inspections finished early in that period and don't wait till the last minute. So that way you have time to get quotes if something major shows up, such as the roof, HVAC. And you can also start talking strategy about how to work it, and then make a solid ask from the seller, and then give them some time to respond because it's a big ask to be doing that for thousands of dollars in repairs. And from there, there's a few options, and it's going to be completely dependent on what shows up. For example, you can request repairs, you can ask for credit to offset the costs, you can lower the purchase price, or if it's too big, you can even walk away. So for example, say the HVAC system, it needs work and the sellers aren't going to fix it. It might be a couple $1,000s, and so what you can do is you can request that the seller credit you $5,000 to kind of cover it, to offset that. And that way you're not paying out of pocket right away, so that kind of helps you out in that area. So just remember, the key is knowing what to fight for and what's worth letting go. And your real estate agent should be with you, guiding you through that conversation every step of the way. I don't care if the seller says it's in great condition or you feel like everything looks clean, because you always get a home inspection. You want to make sure that you're protecting yourself. I've seen homes that have had hidden mold, live knob and tube wiring, leaking roofs, and the buyer would have never known without getting a solid inspector. Plus, when you find those problems, now before you close, you still have options. After you close, though, it's going to be your problem. And then, depending on what comes up, you might want to get some additional inspections, such as termite, radon, well, septic, chimney, structural engineer. It just depends on what comes up from that home inspection. And I usually tell buyers just to wait until you get the first home inspection, and then from there we can start adding on those additional specialty inspections, because you are going to want to know from that SME on what's going on with that exact system, because a home inspector isn't qualified to really say what's going on. And so those little inspections, those specialty ones, they're going to cost a little bit more, but at the end of the day, it can save you tens of thousands of dollars from hidden damage. So just remember that a home inspection, it's like your x-ray before surgery. It helps us make sure you're not buying a house that's going to bleed you dry at the end of the day. And when we work together, I guide you through the whole process from the walkthrough to the repair request, and I make sure that you're protected at every single turn of the way, because we want to make sure that you're buying a house and you're not getting, kind of screwed in that, screwed. We don't want you to do that. So if you'd like some more information on what a home inspection entails, especially in the Fayetteville and surrounding area, and you want to work with, a solid home inspector, go ahead and, send me a message, text, call me, email, whatever you like, and I'll be able to help you find that home inspector that's going to be looking out for your best interests.